to another episode of Let's Talk Money with Friends. Every Wednesday, we get the privilege to come to you to share some really awesome concepts about money, finance, life, and everything else. And I'm always so elated when I have my awesome friends who can come and join us. And tonight we have really some great people. And of course, this is Women's History Month. And I said to myself, you know what? We need to dedicate this month to women business, women and business. So tonight we have a special guest. She's going to be introducing herself, Edna Chery. And also I have Lisa and Linda with me. I'm so excited. So please share, tag, and make a comment because it's important that you encourage us. We are looking forward to an awesome conversation tonight. So without further ado, why don't I just give you all an opportunity to quickly say hello, and then we're gonna dive into the questions that we have as always, right? We always have awesome questions. So Linda, why don't you say hello first, since you were the last one to join us here tonight. Please say hello, and then I'll have our special guest speak, and then Lisa can go. Are you on mute, Linda? Sorry.
I'm going to unmute, but at the same time, I was trying to share the link so people knew to jump online and join us. I'm super excited. I'm Linda Champion. I am, Gabrielle and I are Emerge Sisters. And for those of you who don't know what Emerge is, it's a program that helps train women who want to do, something more in their community. And I'm excited because I love joining and sharing spaces with female entrepreneurs because it's the American dream for all of us to want to be self-employed. We all punch that time card every day and we're like, one day I'm gonna jump and I'm just gonna do something myself. So it's just such a pleasure to be in this space with Edna, and it's a leap of faith. And I'm super excited that she's on this show so that we can hold up and amplify opportunities for women of color who are in business to meet new customers and to expand their reach. So thank you for having me.
Thank you, Linda, for being here tonight, because Linda is very busy. Every Wednesdays she's teaching, but today it's spring vacation for the college folks. So she actually texted me, Linda, this is the person I'm dealing with here. Awesome lady. She texted me and said, Gabrielle, I'm off this week. I can help you. So thank you. I'm so grateful for you. Edna, you are a special guest tonight. You're going to be highlighted tonight, your business. So why don't you introduce yourself quickly?
Hi, everybody. I'm Edna Chery. I am first a Haitian, a Christian, a fashion designer, a mother, a fine art artist, a retired dancer, an actress. And if I forget something, I'll tell you later.
Thank you. Wow, I love the arts. So you are definitely in line with my spirit. And Lisa, quickly.
Really quickly, I am Lisa Worthy. My company is Social Media Influence Agency. So I help small business owners to maximize their social media presence. So helping small business owners like you to be able to maximize their reach online.
Yes, definitely. We all need each other.
Thank you.
Yes, always awesome to have you, Lisa. We all need each other. So again, I had mentioned earlier, Linda, that this is Women's History Month. So can you share one woman or maybe multiple women who have impacted you, who have not only impacted you personally, but also in your career? And you all can answer that question as well.
Oh, wow. So I think that there's so many women, but I guess the first woman I'm going to say is my mom, who taught me the importance of hard work. And my mom is an immigrant. She came to this country with children in hand at a time when America was filled with racial strife. And she was transplanted from her country into the deep south of Texas, where people who didn't look like you just weren't, there weren't open doors. It wasn't like warm, welcoming, and accepting. But I think that culturally, as I was growing up, as most teenagers do, like I was definitely a rebel. And I didn't like my mom's rules. And one of the rules was, if you can't follow the rules and if you think you're grown, you got to get the hell out of here. I don't know where you're going to go, but you're not going to be here. And so I ended up in Boston, homeless. And I remember meeting another woman who is still a woman in my life, a remarkable woman from South Carolina, a lady named Linda White. And she is Christian and filled. I mean, I think literally that she's like an angel from heaven that came down to earth. And I was working with her. I was working a bunch of part-time jobs and a full-time job. And I was like 18 years old and I was couch surfing different people's houses in Boston. And I remember her saying to me as we were working on the retail floor at Lord and Taylor, like, you're a young girl, like you don't want to work in retail. This is not the life you want, go back to school, go do something with your life. But she took it a step further. She stayed in contact with me. And I remember, being just not having food, going into bathrooms and having to steal toilet paper. Like, that's how bad it was. And I remember her coming and saying, I don't have a lot, but I have all these pennies. And if you can roll them, we can take them to the bank and we can buy food. And she would pick me up and she would roll pennies and she would drive me to Star Market in Fenway Park and we would buy whatever we could afford. So these are like the remarkable women in my life, like that they taught me different lessons. My mom taught me the importance of like understanding, how to have respect for family and loving your family. I didn't understand my mom until I became a mom. And then I thought, oh, God is punishing me for everything I did to my mom through this child here. But Linda White taught me the importance of grace and mercy and, just really believing that God has a purpose for all of us. And for us to not be afraid to trust people and not to be afraid to give, right? Because you don't know what seed you're going to plant. And like part of the seed she planted in me, she's been able to, watch me over the last, 20, 30 years grow and become a lawyer and finish college and all these things these seeds that she was planting, she watched them make fruit. So those are the women that I look to. I don't need to look to history makers because I don't know them and they're in books. I mean, I think there are so many remarkable women that touch my life every day that they are enough for me to understand the importance that women have in history.
Yeah, definitely. And I think I can hear the empathy and I see it every day when I deal with you and walk with you and communicate with you. So Edna, same question for you. Women History Month, who has impacted you, a woman who has impacted you?
The first woman that I can talk about is my mom. My mom was a very particular woman, and she have everything like in a book, and you had to follow the book.
Wow.
And my mom, she was everything have to be straight in a line. I'm not like her, but at least I try to walk on her path. In terms of work ethic also, because my mom did crochet and she taught crochet and she had a small business of crochet, but I had to learn crochet very young. And if I'm doing something, believe me, it look like my mom, she can see one little stitch from 10 miles away and tell you, this one is too loose. You have to redo everything until you get there and start over again. So that makes me become a little bit like her, because when I'm doing something, I always want it to be perfect. And I will work it until it's perfect. And if it's not, I don't like it. I like everything in my work. When I'm pretty particular to my work, I want it to be fine. The second woman that influenced me was Anne-Marie Devorieux. That was the first fashion school that I've been through in Haiti. And she was like a mother to me, that woman, and she loved me and she taught me so much. And I don't know how to say it, but this is the first school that I had to teach. That was in her school. and I was only 23 when I became a teacher. I started teaching school. I was also influenced by Viviane Gauthier, where I danced for a long time. All these women, older women that I've been around, they have shaped me a different way for different reasons.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I mean, it's so important because we know we're standing on the shoulders of so many great people. What about you, Lisa? Whose shoulders are you standing on?
I would say for me, it's my aunts and my mother. On a more professional level, it's been my managers, but I think some of the big key takeaways, just to keep it short, would be my mother's work ethic is definitely one of them. She sacrificed everything that she had to make sure that we were good and that we had a good education, but also her sisters, which are my aunts, who have been very supportive, not only of her, but for us as her children. And they're very giving. They're very giving people, even if they don't have, they're willing to take care of their neighbors around them, anyone who's there, even people who just teaching you what humility is, forgiveness, kindness. And I think people overlook being kind to people. People are human beings. Some of them have challenges, even when they may be rough around the edges. It's usually an experience that they've had that have made them that way. So they've taught me that, to always just see people for who they are deep inside, no matter where they come from.
Yeah, definitely. And I think we all love our mommies, because for me, definitely my mom has shown us a lot in terms of how to love other people. My mom is a believer ever since I was a child. She used to wake us up in the morning, wake up, pray, pray, pray. It's time for you to pray before you go to school, because she wanted us to be good students, not only to get good grades, but to be respectful, not only towards our teachers, but also our classmates. Like the idea of loving people, all people around you. And definitely way before I came here, teachers that I had, that's why every time someone says something about, that's not so nice about Haiti, I'm like, no. I remember I had some awesome teachers. These people had passion and compassion and love, and I became the person that I am today because of the seeds that they sowed in me way back when I was a child. So I'm always like grateful for everything that my teachers have done for me, and that's why I love teachers so much, because my parents taught us to respect our teachers. So I was like one of those students where my teachers never had any issues with me, so I was able to be a friend of my teachers versus like being afraid of them. So yeah, it's so many other women, there are endless other women. So your family, I'm very close to your aunts and your mom, and it's amazing how people in our community. That's why I always say, when my mother had her 70th birthday party, folks from everywhere came to celebrate with her, especially folks we knew all the way back in Haiti. And I said very honestly that every single one of those people are people in our community that I'm in love with, because they are all nice people. And of course, your auntie and your mom, they were there. Folks we've known for over 30 years. So yeah, it's very important as women that we empower other women. And that's what I love about Linda. She's always about empowering other women. So Edna, it's all about you tonight. I remember going to church, of course, because this is faith matters too. I was at church, and I remember you coming up, and there's an opportunity when you're at church to testify or to share, about what you would like God to do for you. And I remember you coming up and say, I'm passionate about this industry, and it's been very hard, and I want God to bless me so that I don't have to have another job. And I remember sitting there thinking, I want her to at least do a dress for me so I could sow in her ministry, sow in her business. So of course, recently I had called you and I said, you know what, I'm gonna be taking part of a huge event, and I'm looking for someone to create a costume for me. Could you help me? So Linda, I know this is not a typical, that's the question I want to ask you. It's not a typical career for us in a community. Someone who's educated usually go become like a teacher or lawyer or a doctor in our community. That's usually the calling, right? So what made you decide? I know you say your mom was a seamstress. What else?
For you? In Haiti, we all go through that same sequence, we want something and your family wants something else. But I know at one point of my life I was lost because I had a sister wanted me to be a nurse, a brother wanted me to be a lawyer. And then my mom said, oh, you can be a secretary. And I'm like, I don't know who I want to be, because between all the things that they wanted me to be, I didn't want to be one of them. And I remember, and back home, I remember going to the back. And, when you go into the back, you have your little folder in your hands. So everybody knows that day that's who's going to the exam. And I remember meeting that guy in the street. That I don't know the guy, he doesn't know me. And he looked at me and he said, look at you. You're going to back now? Okay, if you don't pass, you know what? You are going to sewing school. It's like, sewing school is something really degradable, something nothing. You see what I mean? So this was the perception of people. So you have to, even if you're sewing, you have to do something else. So I turned in a circle. I have done so many things. I've been to secretary school, and I remember getting a job at a radio station. Okay, I'm a secretary. But whenever they want to find me, I'm in the back, in the news room, getting news ready for the people. And 1 month after, I was behind the mic. I had my own show because that's where I belong. I couldn't be in the front. That wasn't my job. I couldn't do it. So, but my passion for sewing, I was born with it. I was born with a needle in my hand. I remember studying, and I had under my books, I have my little dresses I'm making for my dolls. Because at my school, I had a store. I had a store at the school. At recess, I will open my store. And everybody come to buy clothes for the doll. That was my business since I was a very little girl. So I started there. And then after I've done everything for everybody, I had to do something for myself. And I started being, and I became myself. And I told you, my first school that I went to, I was sewing very young. I started sewing my own dresses because nobody could please me. Nothing was perfect for me. My mom will take me to the seamstress, and I hate everything they do. So at 16, I start making my own dress. And I remember the first time on Easter, I make myself a dress, and I'm leaving to go to church. As I'm walking in the street, I turn and I see my mom standing, looking at me, wearing the dress that I made myself. So this is a long time passion, and I was born with it. I don't think I looked for it. I think it looked for me. I was born with it, and I just can't. I try to walk away from it. I have to say that I tried to walk away from it, because when I came here to United States, so many people, why don't you go to nursing school? And it's an easier field, It's very easy. And okay, I started working at a bridal salon, kind of easy, but then I opened my own, and something terrible happened in my life, and I closed it, and everything shattered.
Yeah. So it has to be a calling. You have to have a purpose.
Yes.
Do you have any question for Edna, Lisa? You're on mute. I don't know.
Sorry about that. Just to kind of tell me, that after you closed that store, how did you come to understand business? Where did you have any mentors along the way, and what did you learn about business? What are some key things about opening?
After I closed the store, it was a long time. I was in the valley at the time, I was in the valley, and I had to find myself. And it was like I lost confidence. I couldn't put it together, but I knew that I wanted something. So I rely on prayer, but sometimes prayer is not enough, even if you have faith. Bible says if you have faith to carry the mountain, you will see the mountain. If you have little faith, you will tell the mountain to move. But if there's no mountain, you can't move anything. So you have to have something.
Yeah.
You have to have something to present to the Lord to say, God, this is it. Like Aaron has a stick and God flourished the Aaron sticks for him. So I prayed, yes, but I knew that I had to take action. I had to do things. So
Yeah.
I take my life, in hand, and I even went back to school to rebuild myself.
Wow. It's so important. It's not easy because Linda, you were saying earlier that I didn't know you had gone through, but I mean, I should have known because you have some, again, empathy and love for other people, and you're so willing to give. So, I mean, you becoming a lawyer, is that something that just like Edna is saying, like that was a calling? I wanted to serve. I wanted to do something that was in me. Was it something that was in you that made you decide, or you just wanted to keep helping people?
For me, I mean, I couldn't flunk out of law school if I tried, and trust me, I tried. So I knew it was a calling. But I think, I mean, what I'm curious about is for Edna, what regrets do you have in looking back, and like what would you have done differently? Because it's easy when you've reached a point in your life when you are where you want to be, right? So you're a designer, you have your store, you have great fashion, you're fabulous. Like we can look at you like Devil Wear Prada, got nothing on you, right? And so the question is, for someone like me and Lisa, where we're still kind of, we are real, and Gabrielle, we're all still kind of finding our way. What advice do you have for us when we have setbacks? Because the thing you didn't say, but the thing I know to be true, is every setback also comes with a monetary hardship and a loss.
Yes.
So what advice do you have for us? Because often I see people, all of us are running around, and we're always thinking about trying to get ahead. And what I realize is our generation getting ahead means saving money, not taking risks. A lot of us won't take any risks. We're scared, right? And what looking back, what advice would you give your younger self when you were in that position where you were in the valley, right? What could you have done differently that would have helped in that moment, but you didn't realize it until you've achieved the success you've achieved today? Like, what could you tell us? How could we learn so that we're not as afraid of taking risks and investing more in ourselves?
I think the best thing is to stay focused. Know what you want and stay focused. And a lot of time I would say, don't talk too much. When I say don't talk too much, it's because by talking, sometimes you walk yourself out of what you want to do. Because there are some voices that you will hear, even the voice of the loved one, the one that are afraid to see you fail. They are afraid if you not succeed, because they are the one who will be there to pick up the crumble. So those people, sometimes they can have you set back, because once one person around you says, oh, what if? And you start asking yourself, what if? And you stay back. And it happened to me. It happened to me. So at one point, I asked myself that question, and I worked myself out of what I wanted to do. And this is one of the reasons why this time I was like mute, and nobody knew what was happening. And I just come out, boom, oh, this is what I did. I opened my store. It's like, when I have my key, I'm like, oh, I'm opening a store. Even my BFF, don't know, nobody knew, because it have to be a secret, because I knew that one word, because you have fear yourself. You have some fear. Nobody goes on a big project without any fear, or unless you're crazy.
Yeah.
So you have fear. So when you don't have to talk too much, you keep it for yourself, you stay focused, and you keep working on it.
Yeah, you're right, because I heard someone, usually, especially culturally, they say, these people always keeping secrets. But of course, when you have friends, you should share. Because at the end of the day, people, friends like Linda, well, you share an idea the other day. I think it was a couple of months ago. I shared an idea with her. We already have like so many steps that I could take, and she's always looking for ways to connect people. And you share an idea with Lisa. She's like, oh, I know computers. I know this. I went to her mom's house and I was sharing with her grandmother what I wanted to do. And she's like, if you need help, call my granddaughter, Lisa. She's in Connecticut, but she'll help you. So it's good to share. But you're right. I was watching Tyler Perry the other day. I think I shared that with you, Edna. And he said that, he had big dreams. And even his own mom couldn't get it. And every time he would fail at something, she would get more and more disappointed than he would be disappointed. And one day she came out and said, it's not gonna work. Go find a job at the utility company. So, and he said, when he heard that from mom, and he loved his mom, she's no longer with us. He's like, you know what? I gotta keep certain things in the secret place, in my heart, until, of course, they materialize. So yeah, you're right. I agree.
As we was talking faith, we call my spiritual father preaching about that, and he says, if the people of Israel, if God didn't ask them not to talk while they were turning around the wall of Jericho, they would work themselves out of it.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to stay quiet.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's not only challenges with, families, but there are some special challenges, right, ladies, you would say, being in business. And Linda, you mentioned it, like women, but especially women of color. How do you all have overcome, whether, Edna, I'll give you a moment to kind of breathe, but, both of you, how do you overcome challenges when you are dealing with so many obstacles because of the fact that you are a woman of color?
I will quickly touch base on, I think when you really want something and it's your focus, you almost won't give the rejections too much space, because you'll create that space, you'll create the table, you'll find a way to make it work. And not only that, because you've gone through that fire, you're more apt to share that with other people so they don't go through that same rejection or worry about the same rejection, because it's inevitable. And it might not even be because of that. It could be for other things. Maybe someone doesn't believe in what it is that you're trying to do, or doesn't want to give you that space because they feel you don't deserve it or you shouldn't go that route. But if you keep your focus in mind, and again, tying into the faith that the Lord will put people in your way to guide you, because I feel like he does, you'll reach your goal. And then just to kind of circle that back, you create that same avenue or help people to skip some of those steps, to avoid that, or understand that a rejection is there. Don't be afraid of it, because you will end up where you need to be.
Yeah, definitely. Faith matters. And so can you answer that question, either one of you, Linda or Edna, in terms of how do you overcome? I know for me, thank you, Lisa. It's like through my faith every single day, working on that. So what about you too?
For me, oh, sorry, Edna, go ahead.
No, you can go.
No, I was just going to say, I just don't think God brings you to a point and drops you off a cliff. And you have to really trust. It's what Edna said. She said, if you talk too much and you listen to too many people, they will bring doubt. And you don't need to have that conversation with anyone other than, you and God, right? It's having that faith and belief in yourself. And so one of the things I hear right now in the media is people will say things like about Kanye West, but you know how he released his documentary about the relationship he had with his mother. And one of the things she would do is he felt, or he knew that there was something different about him. And sometimes people don't know that there's something different about them. But one of the things she kept doing was she would say, wow, that's great, Kanye. Wow, that's amazing. That's awesome, Kanye. And, you know, she literally instilled and built his confidence, right? Whether he was making money or he wasn't making money. And at this time, he wasn't making any money, but she was still building confidence in him. One of the things I will say that is disappointing to me about women, particularly Black women, is that we're so easily misled to not build confidence in each other. And we are so conditioned to allowing people to belittle us and put us at the bottom of the barrel. And I was thinking about this the other day because a woman was speaking to me, and I felt like I'm an adult. You know, I'm going into my 50s. I'll be 50 next year. I've raised my kid. You know, I'm a law professor. I'm a lawyer. And the tone in which she was speaking to me, and it was about something super simple. It was balloons. And she kept saying, Linda, 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 you know, and it was very condescending. And we have been so conditioned to accept the way people treat us in corporate America or in society. And I don't know what came over me, but I just stopped and I said, hold on. First of all, I don't even talk to my kid that way. And she's 21, right? Don't talk to me in that condescending tone. You're not my mother. And I'm not going to have this conversation with you about balloons, because honestly, if it's going to take this long to talk about these balloons, I'll buy them and I'll blow the damn things up myself, right? So we as women of color have to check how people communicate with us and treat us. But the reason we don't do it is because society has trained us to be accepting of other people's bad behavior. Because it's not us that's being bad. It's other people, the way they treat us, that we're not deserving of respect. And then in turn, they label us as being angry, or they label us as not being as attractive to partners, right? Because they'll say, oh, Black women are so demanding, Black women this, Black women that. But it really the way people around us have conditioned us to treat us. And it's what Edna said, not having that faith and belief in ourselves that when God gives us a seed, he plants something in our spirit that says, go do this, that we pause. And then we have to get a million opinions as to whether or not we can do it and be successful. And so for me, I just feel like if we all just believe, one, that we're all capable. None of us was born not being capable. What we don't have is opportunity, and we don't have access to opportunity, and we don't have help, right? But the other thing is having that belief that God didn't bring us this far to drop us off a cliff and watch us fail, and just trusting that inner voice and to hell with everybody else, just doing what we want to do, like what you're doing with this show. You know, you can say, oh, I'm going to do this show. And then, you know, the first week you're worried, oh, am I going to get people to tune in? Am I going to get people to come online? Am I going to have topics, right? But then what you find is it's building blocks. And every week there's more and more to say, there's more and more to do, there's more and more to talk about. So I agree with Lisa and I agree with Edna, but I think the other component for me is Black women, us amplifying each other in the way that other minority groups amplified themselves, and then us supporting each other, and us no longer tolerating people mistreating us, and asking us to accept scraps.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Thank you very much. We need to talk about what I was requested to accept today. I'll call you about that. But you're right that, you know, not respecting our values, not expecting how much we worth. So, you know, again, I want to hear from you, Edna. You know, what are some of the challenges? Because I have some beautiful pictures about the work that you've done and the work that you are doing and where you're heading in life. And I want to be a witness to that. So I'm gonna share that after you've answered this question. You know, what are some of the challenges that you faced as Black women?
I have faced the same challenge sometimes, you know, people, I even have people ask me, what make you think that you can do what you are going to do? And another question that I had, and why do you think you can do something like that at your age? So
unbelievable. We should laugh. We should all laugh about, because in Proverbs 31, right? She said the woman of noble character, she laughs at the days to come. Let's laugh.
Yes, that's what I did. Exactly, that's what I did.
Because I see your future, Edna, and it looks much brighter than it is right now.
Absolutely.
Yes.
We are working with God. We are fighters.
Yes. Yes, we are fighters and we have faith. So, you know, go ahead, honey. Yeah.
So, you know, when I heard something like that, all I say, I am so good. I say, Edna, you are so good that people are afraid of your success. Come on, girl, keep going.
Yes, keep going, because you are good. Let's share how good she is, okay? Let's share how good Edna is today. So this is Edna's website. Actually, let me see here. Actually, of course, let me show my picture that I took in front of her store. This picture here, my mother said that you should put that picture somewhere because I did a great promotion for you here.
Absolutely.
I went to her store. That's the store in PBD Mall. I went in, and if you're a girly girl like me who loves great things, who loves beautiful things, yeah, this is the place to go. My mother saw that picture, and I told you about that, right? She's like, Gabrielle, take me Saturday. You gotta take me. I need some beautiful outfits. And so she's coming this Saturday, and my sisters too. They're coming to really support you and really take advantage of the beautiful stuff that you have in the store. Really nice. And this is original. Your bags. Actually, let me go online here to see if I can get this is your bag. That's not the one that I want. Let me go here. You know, I'm not. Well, let me show. Can you see this picture? This is Edna here looking fabulous, right? And I have another picture. This is original, Edna. Or this here, is it an original bag that you've created or you designed?
Yes.
Yeah, very nice. I got all this on your website online. And I noticed that that's your store, right? That's a picture taken at the store, right?
I don't know if I can see what you're saying. I see.
Oh, you don't see it? You don't see what I'm sharing? Do you all not see what I'm sharing?
I just see the pictures.
I see the pictures on the Facebook page.
We only see the Facebook page.
Yeah, we're not seeing.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. So let me go back here because something happened. I'm trying to share. Okay, I'm share. Okay, so let's go back here. This is the bag that I wanted to share. Can you all see it?
No.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay, so I'm not having a good day here with this. Okay, so I know. One day we'll have tech support, right?
Yes.
You gotta believe. One day we'll have tech support. This is it here.
Oh, wow, that's beautiful.
Yes. So one day we'll have tech support. So this is nice. This is very nice. And all this are her own design. Let me just show another picture. I wish I could do, let me see, website. Okay. I thought I had the website line up here. Okay. So this is the bag that I was showing earlier today. A picture I wanted to share. Share picture. Or did I think I X out of it. But this is, I have Edna's website online. And you know, she's a community person. I had taken some pictures. So this, where were you here, Edna? Were you like helping? Okay, you're a community person. Not only are you a businesswoman, but you also give back to the community. I always see you at different events. That was nice. You doing this. And let me see here. I have and then was this, oh, actually, I gotta X out of here and then go to share. It takes a lot of effort to do this, but we'll do it. So what are these your custom? Because I know Flag Day, Haitian Flag Day is coming up soon. Are you always part of that work?
Yes, I still do.
Yeah.
Oh,
Any of were these your customs that you made yourself?
Yes, I made them.
wow.
Okay. So are you gonna be part of that this year?
I don't know this year. Hopefully, yes. I want to keep doing what I'm doing.
Yeah. So so right now I know I just want to ask in terms of like, you know, what other thing, what are you working on beside the store, and do you have new designs? And I wanted to show your website with the bag. Actually, you know what? I have the bag here. Let me show it. I don't know. Do you have anything next to you, Edna, you would like to share? So we can make it back to you. Let me stop. Yeah, this is a nice bag. You know, I saw my sister saw this bag here. My sister, your auntie went with me, and we both got one. Your sister, my sister saw this bag, you know, through the picture, because I shared a picture with my family on the family chat, and she said, "Oh, you have you know, it looks like the goo, right?" We're not gonna say the name, but I'm like, no, it's better than that other designer. This is Edna Chery, one of our own. Go over there to PBD and take advantage of the fact that you have the privilege to have one of her original bags. So it's nice. It's nice. I know. What else did I want to say? So you're working. So you have the bag. Are you working on having shoes and having other things? I love that picture behind you too.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I'm working on other projects now, but I don't want to talk about it. I have learned not to talk and to do, and then let people see what has been done. I'm absolutely working on some project, but until it's ready, I will not really tell people what
too much.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah. So I went to the store and I remember saying to myself, wow, it's a beautiful store. And I saw you working there. So I'm assuming that at least in terms of like, you know, I was like, oh, do you have interns? Do you have other people working with you? And I noticed you had a couple of people. But are you looking to work with universities, other places where
I am.
you could get? Yeah, go ahead. Tell us about that and speak it.
Yes, I'm looking. I have reached out to MASAP, and we're trying to see if we can get some intern to come here, and because it's a give and take, you know, I will be helping them, teaching them as they will be working here for me.
Helping them. So Linda, when are we going to Edna Chery Design so you can pick up your bag?
I know, I need to go and get like a whole makeover. She's all fabulous and I look like, I'm like, oh gosh, I should have wore something different.
I know this is from her too. This is from her store. Like, I'm telling you,
I think it's so important, like for us to, you know, just be fashionable. And I know people don't like to really do it because it's New England and people feel like it's too cold to look great. But I mean, I have lived, my father was in the military, so we're kind of military brats. So I've lived in different places. One of the things that I love about Italy is like, it's rare that you see people wearing jeans. Like jeans are like a no-no. Like people step out looking fashionable and ready for the day. And I love down, you know, the Southern customs, which is for women to be, you know, always in their Sunday best, you know. So even though it's cold and it's dark and gloomy, I still think that, you know, we should still try to inject a pops of color and fashion into our life.
Yeah, so you're right, because I love colors and I cannot wait for some spring and summer to be here. So this is like those bags and dresses, and she has a lot going on here. Beautiful original jewelry. I know my friend picked up a couple of nice stuff.
She has those
And
AKA colors going on. She must be in a sorority.
I know, I know, but it's just like beautiful. And the bag this is the bag that she was that we just saw here, and it's an
And that's
it's
the
an
one that I keep looking at. That red little handbag is the one I keep looking at behind her.
Yes.
yeah. Yeah, this one. Can you show it again, Edna?
Yeah.
Can you show it again, Edna? I think my mother would love this.
Yes, there are so many other ones that I will put up.
Yeah,
That's beautiful.
yeah.
That's
I love you. I love the website too. It's very colorful.
Yeah, I don't know why we cannot see other things. There are things there that I don't know what happened. We have to have that fix so you can see them, because there are other things, but when we click, they don't come up. I don't know why.
Well, my mother and my aunt are coming this weekend, and I think these outfits here will fit them pretty because they're into like two pieces, and because they go to church, and they're very conservative women who don't show shoulders and anything like that. So these definitely would be like their type of stuff that they would
But
want.
I have a different type too, more for everybody.
Yeah, for everybody. Yeah. Well, I mean,
the other thing, remember that right now the new grants have been released for small business owners, both at the state level and at the town levels. So we should just remind people who are in these business spaces if they need grant funding for whether it's to grow and pay for operating expenses or to pay for, inventory or staffing. The grants have been released. So we need to make sure that people within the community are applying for them.
Okay.
Yeah, if you like use these beautiful things, they were like really nice if you want to decorate your house. Beautiful stuff. And I just wanted to highlight you tonight, Edna, because I am someone, like Linda and Lisa, I so believe in women, and I believe in our power to help one another and do great things to support each other. And I would like to see those who are watching tonight to come out and support. Yes, for me it was a little bit of a hike because I'm an hour away, but I've gone to New York to purchase stuff, right? We've taken trips to other states to purchase stuff, so to purchase things that we wanted to purchase. So I think it will be a great idea for folks to come out and to support you, because I love to see people with passion. And when when doing something with such passion, I want to be part of the group of people who are supporting you. So we have the website already linked on our page here, and also anything else you would like to share with us, because I know it's you took the time off you had to close the store or do something to be on the air tonight. I just wanted to give you a last opportunity, kind of, unless you other ladies have questions for Edna before we say goodbye tonight.
I want to tell the public, that all the Haitian women watching tonight, that those bags are created for them. This is how pride, we have been carrying other people's bag forever. Now this is our own. This is Haitian. This is from a Haitian woman dedicated to other Haitian women, to empower Haitian women. So go on the website. I will make sure that the other one can pop up tonight or tomorrow. Get a bag and brag about it. Let people know that we are Haitian and we can do awesome things. We can do great things. Talk about it.
This song Creole, no, nobody Creole.
You can be adopted Haitian. I'm adopted. So I can
Linda, I know your mom is Korean. Do you speak Korean? You do?
Very little. Chakum, like very little, like a baby. I can order
you can speak
food.
Korean food though. I know you
I
speak
can
Korean
speak
food.
food. I speak the food like, but listen, I speak Haitian food language too. Like, I mean, you can make that too. Okay,
I know,
I'll
I
eat
know.
that as well.
I know. I gotta take you. The other lady's gonna be coming here next this month, hopefully. I gotta take you to her restaurant in Norwood. But yeah, this is, I mean, like we need to be part of someone who is from our community. So Linda doesn't speak Creole,
Yeah,
but
but
I
I'm
do,
gonna
and
say it
Lisa
in
does.
Creole.
Can you say it in Creole what you just said?
Tout haïtien kap gade, pas seulement mesdames yo, monsieur tout, parce que si mesdames yo pas gade, monsieur gen girlfriend, yo gen maman, yo gen soeur, fête des mères pral rive, c'est le moment pour nous faire un cadeau. Donc, choisir un sac à main. 100% pure, bon qualité, bon bagay qui créé par un designer haïtien. Yon moun qui saute la caille nous qui crée un bagay pour nous et puis parler de lui, là nous rencontrer avec l'autre nation, fait connaît que nous-mêmes en haïtien nous qu'on fait ça qui bon tout. C'est pas ça yes. Seulement mais nous fait bon bagay, nous fait belle bagay.
Oh, bon bagay. Moi, tout haïtien me connaît c'est bon bagay. Lisa, bon bagay. Edna, bon bagay. Et aussi to Linda que m'a adopté. Bon bagay. I've just adopted you, Linda. Bon bagay. Tout haïtien me connaît c'est bon bagay parce que moi-même son bon bagay. Tout le monde qui bon côté c'est bon bagay. So, moi, dis merci en pile. Thank you so much, Edna, for coming here. We have so many more questions, but you know what? There are gonna be other times. You'll come back. We just wanna say that, you know, we wanted to, the subtitle was Faith Matters. And I wanna bless you, and I wanna let you know that I know God has a plan for you, and it's to prosper you and not harm you, to give you hope and a future. You already are in your future, but you know, higher and higher, a higher ground. So what would you like to say to Edna, Lisa or Linda?
Just thank you. Thank you for doing the work. Thank you for being where you are. Thank you for persevering, because people like us, the younger generation, are able to see that you were able to persevere through all the challenges that life threw your way. So I just wanted to say thank you.
You're welcome.
Linda, you on mute?
I agree with Lisa. I mean, we each one teach one, and the way we learn is by leading by example. So, and I love everything you're doing. Everything is so beautiful.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. We love you, honey. God bless you. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, everyone. We're gonna work together. She's gonna do something beautiful, and we're not gonna talk about it now, but it's gonna come out soon. It has to come out. The baby has to come out. So we just thank everyone for watching tonight. Please tag, share, and make a comment. Go to the store in PBD, Massachusetts, and really support this sister who's doing great things. Support all the people in your lives who are doing great things. So thank you so much for watching. God bless you tonight.